Good evening, everyone. My name is William Weaver. I am assistant principal at South Johnston High School. Some of you are aware of where we're actually located, but we are in the southern part of the county in a small little town called Four Oaks, North Carolina. And we are excited to bring some information to you today on our Ideal Academy. And I have with me today one of my instructors from this program, Miss Candace Parker, and she is actually our animal science expert. So anything related to animal science, equine science, vet assisting, she is the person that actually will be working with the students in this program. Now Ideal, actually this is not the first year that Ideal has been around. We actually started out as the Agriculture Academy back in 2013. And just to give you a little historical data and information about how we got started, you know, at that point in time, we had a problem with students that were dropping out of school. And when we looked at those students and we did some exit interviews of them, we asked them and said, hey, why are you dropping out of school? And the primary reason why they told us was they said, I can't see how it's going to benefit me in a career. And we all sitting in this room right now, we all probably could come to a realization that yes, high school is important. And a high school diploma will set you up for success no matter what you want to do. But at that time, we had some students that just could not see that. So we had to develop something to try to help those students, to try to teach them the relevance behind school and why they needed to stay in school to get that high school diploma. So we developed the Agriculture Academy. And the word relevance is going to come into play several different times through what I'm going to present to you today. So we actually started developing opportunities for these students. They got involved. They saw the need to stay in school, and they could see how English, math, science, and history, how it was important to them, and why they actually needed to stay in school. Well, fast forward just a few years, we had so much success, we started having students that were upper level academic students, honor students, said, hey, why do students that only want to drop out of school, why are they the ones that get this opportunity? So we had a lot of students that were asking, hey, we want to be a part of this as well. So what we have actually done is we had a partner that came on board with us 2 years ago, the University of Mount Olive. And the primary purpose of that was so that students could get some college level credits while they were still in high school. But a year and a half ago, Mount Olive come back and say, oh, Mr. Weaver, let's think about this now. Students are taking these classes, and they could get up to 44 credit hours, but we're only a few classes short of students being able to get an associate's degree. So we actually were able to sign an agreement with them that stated that if students take all the courses that we propose, their freshman through senior year in high school, not only would they get a high school diploma, not only would they get college level credits, they would also get an associate's degree conferred through the University of Mount Olive. And that degree is actually an Associate's of Science. So there's no doubt this is a tremendous program. And I have had the opportunity of speaking to your son or daughter over the past month as we've gone through the middle schools. We have presented our program. And one of the biggest things I tell them is that it will save you time and money. And some of them look at me and they're like, wait a minute. You're telling me this is going to save me time? How so? Well, while they're getting their high school diploma, they are also working on getting a 2-year associate's degree. So they're fast forwarding. They're jumping ahead of many of their peers that are in school because they will have 2 years of college under their belt when they finish high school. And the biggest selling point for many parents is the money, because it costs $27,000 a year to go to the University of Mount Olive. So if they take these classes and they get an associate's degree, that is a savings of $54,000 to you. And because your son or daughter is actually a Johnston County Public Schools student, they do not have to pay anything. It is totally free. So when I look at many students and I tell them that, I'm like, why wouldn't you do it? When I graduated in the late 90s, I wish I had this opportunity, because there's no doubt it will be a tremendous savings to myself and my parents as well. So this program is geared towards providing students opportunity. And one of the things I want you to understand is in this program, we are going to use agriculture. And when I say agriculture, some people are like, you know what, I'm good, I don't want to be a farmer. Well, agriculture is so much more now. And that's one of the things I really tried to hammer home to the students when I talk to them in the middle schools, because there are people that go to work on a daily basis in an agriculture career, and they never step foot on a farm. You see, I hope that some of our students do decide they want to grow food and raise animals. But I understand not many of them will. You see, we're going to have some students that go through our vet assisting program. They have aspirations of being a vet. We're going to have some students that want to grow plants. We're also going to have some students that want to be in the pharmaceutical industry. And biopharma is very big in pharmaceuticals now. You see, we've got some people that want to be lawyers and work with ag policy. So there's no doubt that the number of careers that are available to our students in agriculture are there's so many we can't even sit here and label them all right now. And the ultimate goal behind this program is to try to provide an awareness to the students about what careers are out there. Because when they get their associate's degree, they're going to be at a dividing road in their life. They're going to have to decide, am I going to take this and go straight and get a career? Or do I want to go ahead and get a bachelor's degree? Maybe some will want to get a master's, PhD. The sky's the limit. So there's no doubt that students will be able to benefit from this program. Now with this program, we can only accept 60 students per year, because they're actually going to be housed at South Johnston High School. And right now our population is a little over 1,200 students that we have. So they will actually be a student at our school. And many people are like, well, if they're doing this program, can they still play sports? The answer is yes. They can still take other elective classes. They can be a part of art club, Skills USA, National Honor Society. They will have the same opportunities available to them any high school student would. Now, we are actually going to front load a lot of their high school classes that they would take over 4 years. We're going to front load it into their freshman and sophomore year, so that when they become juniors, they're going to be taking primarily college level classes. So, will it be rigorous? Yes. Will it be challenging? At times, yes. But will it be rewarding for them? Most definitely. So I hope that as we go through this presentation tonight, you'll find some stuff that really intrigues you and interests you. And if you have some questions, I know we'll run out of time, but we'll be out here all night until 8:30. And if I can't get all the answers to your questions, I promise you, I will find answers and I will get them to you at some point in time in the near future. Now with this program, the core classes and the elective classes are blended. Now what I mean by that is that term I said you're going to hear multiple times, relevance. There is no one sitting in this room right now, if I was a mind reader, I could reassure you that. Even when I was coming through school, I sat through a class, either math, science, history, or English, and at some point in time when that teacher was going over something in that class, I had doubts in my mind. And what I mean by that is I could not see how it was important to me for my career that I wanted. You know, why is this algebraic formula that you're trying to teach me, how is it important to what I want to do for a career? You see, oftentimes we as students, and we're all students at some point in time in our life, we want to see how it relates to something that interests us. So that is what we've been able to do. We've been able to pair the core teachers with our agriculture teachers. And the primary purpose of that is so that students will be able to see the relevance in what they're learning, and hopefully have a greater appreciation and application of that skill or concept in their life. Starting the junior year, all students, no matter what pathway you're in, will participate in at least one internship. Now, this internship could be paid or non-paid. But the reason why we're doing that is because we want students to go ahead and network with agriculture professionals. And another thing we want them to be able to do is to start kind of realizing, hey, maybe I want to do this for a career once I get out of high school. You see, it wasn't until my junior year in high school I discovered that I wanted to be an agriculture teacher and not a pharmacist. Because for many years I had already kind of laid the groundwork. I was going to go to Campbell University, get a pharmacy degree, and that was going to be my profession. And I completely did a 180 and did something totally different. Internships will help students realize that, okay? It will help them realize if what they truly want to do for a career is in their best interest, or maybe they have a passion for something else and they want to try it out. So we're going to pair them up with an agriculture professional in our community, and it may be something totally different than production ag. It could be something with sales, something with research. It could be something related to natural resources and forestry. But we're going to find those internships for them to participate in, and they're going to get high school and college credit for that. And then, of course, the biggest selling point is the associate's degree through the University of Mount Olive. Now, in our program, we have 4 different pathways. You remember when I started talking about we got started as the Ag Academy? We were trying to cater to students that just couldn't see the need to stay in school and get a high school diploma. Well, we realized we still have some students that could be the case for them. So we have developed the Career Ready pathway. They won't take any college classes, but our primary goal is to get them as many skills, certifications, and credentials as we possibly can before they leave us after their 12th grade year. For our horticulture and our animal science pathway, that is going to specialize that student in those areas. For instance, many of you sitting here right now probably don't realize that starting tomorrow, our vet assisting class at South Johnston will open a pet grooming service for staff. That's pretty strong. I'm not aware really of one anywhere in this area. I know there's not one in our county. But the students will be able to get the hands-on experience with these animals. And for people that want to be vets, they want to have an animal science career, this is going to provide them that valuable real-world application that they need. And in our associate's degree pathway, obviously the student is going to get a broad overview of everything in agriculture, and they're going to be taking a lot of classes through JCC and UMO. So I probably will run out of time because people tell me I'm a little long-winded at times. But I want to really go over this pathway because I want everyone to understand what we mean by the associate's degree. So if you'll look with me, we're looking at everything above the dark black line in the center of the document here. So we have it broken down by freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior year. Everything that is in the dark yellow color is a high school class. And some of you are looking at that right now and you're like, Mr. Weaver, English 1 with horticulture and English 1 with animal science? That's that relevance piece. That's pairing the core teacher with an elective teacher. So that when students are learning animal science, they're also learning English. Because there's not a career that you're going to be involved with right now where you don't need some English skills. When you look at the document, once they get down to their junior year, you will see some courses that are in blue and some that are in green. All the courses that are in blue are Johnston Community College classes. These classes they will take either on our campus or they may take online. And in certain instances, some students may say, you know what, I just want to take them at JCC. That's fine too, okay? But the green courses are actually the courses that University of Mount Olive will teach. I introduced you to Miss Candace Parker. See, Miss Parker is also a credentialed instructor with the University of Mount Olive. So not only can she teach our high school courses, she can also teach a university course. And she will. So all the green courses will be housed at South Johnston High School or online. So see, the students don't even have to drive to the University of Mount Olive to take the class. The instructors come to us if it's not an online class. So there's tremendous savings benefits there for the students. And if you will notice, there are a lot of green blocks below that black line. So the University of Mount Olive has allowed us to work with them, and they said, all right, Mr. Weaver, if the students take everything that we proposed in high school above that black line, and they get their associate's degree, we're going to tell you what they have left to take to get a bachelor's with us. So let's fast forward 4 years. Your student finishes their associate's degree. They decide they want to go to University of Mount Olive. They want to get a degree in agriculture education or ag production. That's all the classes they would have left to take. And it actually breaks it down by semester for the students, fall and spring. So there has been a lot of work put into this. We hope that students will decide that once they get their associate's degree, they want to finish the bachelor's with the University of Mount Olive. But we realize, hey, some students may want to maybe go to another school and finish up. That's okay. See, once they get their associate's degree, a lot of doors will open for them at that point in time. And I've had some questions this week as well about, well, Mr. Weaver, does the associate's degree, does that transfer anywhere they want to go? I can't tell you that. Okay, it totally depends on what school they want to go to and what they want to major in. What I can tell you is when they finish with us, if they're in this pathway, they will have an Associate of Science degree. And depending on where they go to school, whether it be out of state, some may decide they want to go overseas. We'll sit down with that student and we'll work with them as much as we can to show them how those courses will transfer over to what they want to do. See, there's so many colleges and universities and different scenarios out there. We'll try to provide guidance as much as we can for them. But they will have that Associates of Science degree. So with course registration, we understand that some students sitting here right now may have Math 1. They may be taking English 1 at the middle school. We take all those situations into consideration. And I applaud the students. If they're taking high school classes right now while they're in middle school, I applaud them. That is great. Okay? So we understand there's a few situations where the students have already taken some advanced classes. We'll have to work with them and modify the pathway just a little bit for them. And we'll be glad to do that. The freshman year, there's not going to be as much flexibility for them to take additional elective classes. Once they become a sophomore, they will have more flexibility to take art, band. Some want to do sports medicine. We have some that want to do health science because some of our vet assisting students say, hey, I want to get all the medical classes in I can. And they will have the flexibility to do that. And then also the students will be able to get honors or standard credit. See, I've talked to some parents and they said, I want my kid to have honors credit, and some say, I don't want to burden them with trying to get the honors credit. It can be either or, whichever they choose. This is our acceptance letter. Our application deadline is going to extend out just a little bit compared to everybody else. One of the things I would encourage you to do, if your son or daughter is looking right now and they're like, you know what, maybe there's 2 or 3 different areas I'm interested in. It's the same application, and all they have to do is put first choice and second choice. It will not hurt them to put a second choice. Because if they get accepted to both program areas, guess what? That's a great problem to have. Then you got to make a decision, which school you want to go to. So as I've told your students, when I come out and see them in the middle school, it does not hurt to have options. You would always want to have more options than less. Currently, our school day at South Johnston goes from 7:15 to 2. These classes that you see right here on our pathway, they will be during 7:15 to 2. Okay. Any questions that I might can answer very briefly, because I know we're probably getting close to the end of time here for the next program area to come in. If you do think of some questions, feel free to stop by our table. We'd love to talk to you and see you. I look forward to seeing some of your applications come through. We'd love to have you at South Johnston. Thank you.